glorify you, Jesus. Magnify you, Lord. You're worthy of the glory, Lord.
The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Last week, we concluded with the fact that Elohim wants us to reestablish the roots that produce the wrong fruit in our lives. So the parent-child relationship is a place that needs to be dealt with in order to establish a different outcome. And as we looked at last week, just to help everybody understand, and I'll give you some small things to look at and remember from last week, but what you have to realize is how you grew up has a lot more impact on what you've got going on in your life right now than you understand. You're probably thinking, oh, that stuff has nothing to do with me anymore. I've grown beyond that. I've gotten past that. I'm a stronger person. I'm a bigger person, and I'm this and I'm that. Well, what you've got to understand is whatever was established in the root system of who you are is still playing a part in your life right now, whether you recognize it or not. And as we walk through the things that I'm going to show you, you're going to see some situations that happened in your life that's still having an impact on you, even though you thought you got over it. Because a lot of times you feel like, oh, I'm tough. I'm going to put my big girl panties on. I'm going to put my big boy drawers on. I'm going to get past this. And you find yourself still in the fetal position asking for help. But of course, y'all ain't ever had nothing like that happen. Y'all are strong. Y'all just go on, and nothing has hindered you from succeeding in all of the different places that you set out to do something in. And if you think I'm going to believe that, I don't. Because you having some rough times right now about some things, and you're thinking it has nothing to do with your childhood. But in all actuality, it's got everything to do with your childhood. Because you established a pattern of thinking while you were a child, while you were the size of this baby here, while you were the size of the other little ones that are here. You started establishing some trust issues with folk. Now, I know I'm messing with you right now. If you're thinking, you mean to tell me trust over here has something to do with that back there? Yep, sure does. You say, I don't trust this person in this relationship. I don't trust this friend. I don't trust this. Go back. I'm going to show you how to go back. I'm going to show you where it started. Because you began to establish either a hate or a love for how your parents cared for you. I'm just laying this out here, okay? I love you, and I'm going to be as direct as I can, as fast as I can, because like I told y'all last week, this one is painful because it requires you to have to go back and look at and see what did I get or what did I miss from how I grew up. And that's not saying you had bad parents, okay? That's not what this is about. What you have to understand is everything that happened to you while you were a child had a specific design to it. It was either designed to make you a better person or designed to take you out. God's design is for it to make you a better person no matter what it was that happened to you. Whether you were molested, whether you were abandoned, whether you were abused, all of these things. And like I said, it's not easy for me to stand up here and talk about this stuff, okay? I would much rather love to just have a nice lovey-dovey message and everybody gets to shout and everybody gets to be happy and everybody gets to glow, but you can't get that until we deal with this. And that's just being the real of it. So understand, we're going to start out in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verses 26 through 28, just to set a precedence here. to get some things going. I'm telling you, I love you. I'm going to try to inform you of the painful things that are coming, but as I get going in this, those of you who were at Thursday night Bible study, you realize and know that once he gets going in this, some stuff just comes out painful. So understand this. In Genesis chapter 25, verses 26 through 28, it says this. It says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. Verse 28 is what I want you to focus on. Verse 28 is about to be your first place of pain today, okay? Just trust me, when I point this out to you, you're going to immediately go back and start remembering some things that happened in your childhood that's going to help you see what's taking place right here in verse 28. It says, and Isaac, who was the father, loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob. Now understand, everybody in here has a father and a mother. Whether you want to acknowledge them in your life, whether you want to say thank you, whether you want to say I hate you, whether you say I don't want to have nothing to do with you, no matter what you want to say about the situation, you have a father and a mother. Okay? Second thing, if you want to be successful in life, no matter what they done to you, no matter how you feel like they abandoned you, you feel like they turned their back on you, you feel like they were showing favoritism towards your siblings, no matter what you feel about them, it is still your responsibility to honor your father and your mother. You say, well, I can't stand them. I'm going to show you that's not a wise feeling to have before we're done with this message. I'm not saying that everything that was done to you, everything that happened to you was fair or right. That's not what I'm trying to stand up here and tell you. What I am trying to tell you is this. You're still here. You're still here. So no matter what it was that was seemingly so bad and so terrible, you made it. You made it. You've actually made it okay. You've made it beyond what was a hindrance to you at that point in moment. Now watch, because I need you to see something about this verse in 28. It says, Isaac loved Esau. Now to understand, there's twin boys, all right? There's two boys. The father, it says, Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob. You've had in your life a feeling that one of your parents cared more for you than the other one cared for you. If you will be honest, you either felt like daddy cared more for you, or you felt like mama cared more for you. Just the reality. Matter of fact, some of you thought about that this week. Because as I told you last week, this month is about the establishing of roots. So you started having some thought processes about how you grew up. And you had no idea of why you were thinking about why you grew up. Why you were thinking about the things that happened to you. Why you were thinking about all of the rights, the wrongs, the questionables, the indifferences, all of those things were swirling through your head, and you were starting to run through some emotional structure that had you feeling pretty salty about somebody. They left me. They abandoned me. They didn't care for me. I don't like how they treated me. But you never had nothing like that. You never had no thoughts like that. But here's what I need for you to understand, see. Because you felt or sensed and believed. Because that's where the issue comes in. You felt this, you weren't for sure, you didn't know, but you believed that that was what was going on. You believed that daddy takes better care of me than mama. Or mama takes better care of me than daddy. Or daddy cares more for me than mama did. Or you might even feel this, neither one of them cared about me. Have I dabbled in your business just a little bit? Because here's what you got to understand. God picked your parents for you. Some of you are probably thinking, and that's why I don't like God. Told I tried to warn y'all that are here the first time. This is just normal, okay? I'm very direct. That is the only way to be, because it's the only way that you can ever address real problems in your life. You feel like you hate God because of what your parents have done to you. And see, this is a root establishing thought process. This has set up some roots in your life to where the one parent that you thought treated you good, whatever gender that parent was, that's who you get along with the best. I'm about to mess with you, okay? You feel like, since mama didn't care for me, I go after male friends. Because girls are just, and you a girl. I don't like male friends because they're just, and you a male. So because of how you got treated as a child, you began to warp your thinking towards a particular gender. That's to those of you who have jobs. Some of y'all hate male leaders because it reminds you of how daddy responded to you. Some of you hate female leaders because it reminds you of how mama responded to you. I love you guys. I know this one is tough because I know already going through your head, you're going back and remembering all of the bosses that you didn't get along with, and now you're seeing why you didn't get along with them. See, because your parent-child relationship establishes how you view authority. The parent-child relationship establishes how you view authority. And whichever one you like the best, that's the one gender that you like leading you. All right, y'all got a funny look on your face, okay? I love you, okay? I'm just being direct about this because this is what's going to help reestablish your life, okay? I like this kind of leadership until they do this. See, because there's certain things that when men respond a particular way to a woman that's following them, that woman shuts down. And she shuts down because it reminds her of something that happened with her father. And you guys, sometimes when it's a woman that's leading the situation and she responds a particular way, you shut down because it reminds you of something that your mother done to you. So you're like, I want a new boss. I wish they would just leave. But of course, y'all ain't ever had any feelings like that, right? You've always loved all of your leaders. You appreciated every one of them. You bowed and did whatever they asked you to do with no complaint, with no issue, with no nothing.